Miami Heat, a franchise at a crossroads after playoff disaster. The Miami Heat have hit a rough patch, losing 15 of their last 18 playoff games, and the numbers tell a painful story. An average defeat by 19 points. Yes, you read that right. 3 wins and 15 losses. Most of these games were far from competitive, raising serious questions about the team's resilience and ability to shine on the biggest stage. What's even more perplexing is that this statistic includes the final 9 games of the 2023 playoffs, when Miami made a surprising run to the NBA Finals. It feels like a distant memory now, doesn't it? The Heat find themselves at a critical juncture after a humiliating sweep at the hands of the Cleveland Cavaliers, marking one of the most lopsided series in NBA playoff history. Miami was outscored by a staggering 122 points in just 4 games. This outcome was somewhat expected, given that the Cavs finished the regular season 27 games ahead of the Heat. In fact, Cleveland could have lost all 34 games in February, March, and April and still finish with a better record than Miami. This isn't just a loss, it's a wake-up call. Charles Barkley didn't hold back, stating on Inside the NBA, "This is quitting at its finest right here." Ouch. The Heat are experiencing a low point in the Pat Riley era, a time that has brought 3 championships and 7 trips to the NBA Finals. Who would have thought we'd see Miami lose back-to-back home playoff games by 37 and 55 points? It's a far cry from the Heat culture that prides itself on grit and determination. This moment feels worse than the 15-win season of 2007 to 2008, which was part of a strategic plan to clear cap space for a run of LeBron James. It's even more disheartening than the 25-win season of 2002 to 2003, which led to drafting Dwayne Wade and eventually trading for Shaquille O'Neal. Those teams were bad, but they had a vision. Right now, Miami's plan is murky at best. Bam Adebayo remains the closest thing to an untouchable player on this roster, but should anyone really be considered untouchable after such a dismal performance? Adebayo has shown he can be a 20-10 player and is an elite defender, capable of guarding multiple positions. But if Tyler Herro is your second-best player, it's hard to see this team contending for a title. Herro has made strides in his game, earning his first All-Star nod this season. But the Cavaliers exposed his defensive weaknesses, which is a significant concern moving forward. The playoffs are when the best teams exploit their opponent's flaws, and Herro's defensive liabilities could be a deal-breaker for Miami. In a recent series, the Heat allowed the Cavaliers to score an average of 126 points per game while shooting 52%. Coach Erik Spoelstra didn't mince words after Game 4, calling the last 2 games embarrassing and acknowledging that the team was irrationally optimistic about their chances. Now, Pat Riley faces the daunting task of revitalizing the franchise. At 80 years old, he's not ready to hand over the reins to Spoelstra just yet. The landscape of the NBA has changed dramatically. Gone are the days when teams could rely on free agency to land franchise-altering players. Nowadays, star players are often extended or traded before they even hit free agency, making it challenging to reshape a roster. This summer, there aren't any free agents who could dramatically change the Heat's fortunes. The biggest name available for trade is Kevin Durant, but his hefty salary makes him a long shot. Adebayo was asked what changes he'd like to see, and he wisely deferred to Riley, hoping for a thoughtful response. One potential game-changer could be Giannis Antetokounmpo, who seems to be at odds with the Bucks after a disappointing playoff run. However, Miami isn't in a strong position to negotiate, especially if Milwaukee is focused on acquiring draft picks, of which Miami has very few to offer. The Heat currently have just 1 tradable first-round pick until 2030, and they may need to consider parting with either Adebayo or Herro to make a significant move. For Riley, this could be his last shot at bringing a 4th championship to Miami, and it's undoubtedly his most challenging task yet. The Heat are at a crossroads, and the decisions made in the coming months will shape the future of this storied franchise.